All right. Hello, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here live on my personal page. And today is not, this right now is not my go live every day kind of thing. This is my going live to talk about an incredible 7-day transformation experience that I am offering with the incredible, amazing Emma Beckett. Her and I met through this experience. And it was so incredibly transforming for her that she took it and ran with this experience, doing it with her people. And they had incredible transformations. And then we decided to team up together to do this transformation with other people and offer it to other people. And Emma is about to join me right now. So I'm going to bring her on. She is coming on live right now. So let me give you a little bit of background about this 7-day transformation experience. I hosted an event for this amazing guy named Victor Odo, if you don't know him. And I offered to the people that I was working with Victor this 7-day Own Your Voice transformation experience. And what it was is we joined on this Telegram group, and every day I gave them a prompt. And the requirement was that they had to answer the prompt using their voice. Like, I don't want you to filter it through your head. I don't want you to think about your answer. I just want you to immediately give me an answer. And then a lot of the times I had them play back the message, listen to what they said, and then coach themselves on what they had said. And it ended up being very, very transformative for so many people in the group. And it was incredible, the insights and the breakthroughs that people would have while they were going through this process. So they would share an audio, they would play it back, they would listen to themselves, they would unlock knowledge and wisdom and insight that they had not received before within themselves. Because too often we filter everything through our thoughts instead of just using our voice to express ourselves. So this was me untapping into a knowledge of my own, is that we have knowledge and wisdom in our voice. And if we use our voice in a way without filtering it through our mind, we actually crack open a whole set of wisdom and knowledge and experience. And your higher self is coming through you through your voice when you don't filter it through the thoughts that are in your mind. So it was amazing, all the different transformations that happened. And then Emma had her own transformation. Emma, if you want to share about what happened with you.
With me when I did yours?
Yes.
So for me, I felt like I already had the answer. So I kind of came in feeling like, oh, I'm good, but this is going to be a good experience. But I went in belt and braces, just like, let's go. I'm going to do this as fully as possible. And I did exactly how you just described it. So I would listen to the prompt and then just answer. I set myself up a really lovely environment. I was just sat in my beautiful kitchen, watching the squirrels, and just allowed stuff to come out. And it is unbelievable how, even as a coach, someone who is like, I literally spend my whole life working on personal development, and I heard so many new things for myself. Like, and what you said is actually really powerful. So listening back was one of the things that really had big transformation for me. The other thing that had massive transformation for me is, even though you're in a group and you are doing these prompts, you're also getting this amazing one-to-one coaching. So the things you were saying, and it's so natural, like, I would leave my voice note and then you would leave a voice note back to me, and it felt very personal and very intimate, and that sparked massive growth for me. And I came into it kind of late as well, so I didn't even come into it in the most relaxed way, but it was just perfect. Everything about it worked so well. And even while I was going through it, I just thought, everyone needs this. Everyone needs it. And it's not only that, it's so accessible. Coaching is kind of intense for people, right? When you're like, okay, let's do 6 months of coaching together. We're going to meet for an hour every week and we're going to change your life. That's awesome. But this was dramatic. Like 7 days, voice prompts, answering with my voice. It was so natural. It was such a natural just explosion of listening to my own intuitions. So yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I remember listening to your prompts, and you had this breakthrough about how you use TikTok versus how you use YouTube, and how you weren't authentically expressing yourself on your YouTube channel. And you're like, I really want to do that. I'm going to go for it. And it just unlocks so much for you, and listening to you helped me with a lot of my stuff. It was really incredible how everyone was kind of able to ping pong off each other through listening through these voice prompts. And it was awesome. Like Ashley shared how, he was not, he didn't really tap into his authentic voice until this was happening. And then he stepped up more fully. And then he also got into a space where he no longer, like, there were times in which he expressed himself authentically, but he felt bad about it, or he felt guilty about it, or, whatever. And now he was in a much more powerful place that when he expressed his authentic voice and speaking from his heart and saying what he wanted to say, even though there may have been situations where it was difficult, he felt so much more powerful coming into it without feeling the shame or the guilt about speaking your authentic voice. I think one of the amazing things that happened in that group was when you do it in a safe place first, you begin to build your personal power about sharing your authentic voice. So you do it in a space where there's not going to be any judgment. No one's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Like, we had so many crazy conversations that were happening in that group. We had people who talked about experiences where, they literally had this ethereal experience. I'm using the wrong word. This experience where they felt like, God, Mother Nature fully wrapping around themselves. They felt like the experience that she was describing about, like, I broke up with my boyfriend, but what ended up happening through that was this incredible experience where I saw, God holding me, and like the angels were there. And then we had another person talking about the fact that, they transitioned, from female to male, and like the experience of all of that and being able to own their voice. And like, there was just so many different things that people were sharing within that group, allowing themselves to just say things that they've never felt safe to say before to a group of people. And it unlocked and it cracked open so much for them, so much for me, being able to hear people authentically express themselves in a way that they had, reserved before, like, I can't say that, or I can't do this, or people will think I'm nuts or crazy. Like, I know with that one experience where she was sharing how she felt loved by Source and God, and just in that moment, like, being able to say that to people and not be like, you're crazy or insane. Like, that's nuts. You need to go to a mental hospital. Right. Like, she was able to just share that story and have it witnessed and have it heard, and then and being able to honor and cherish her, experience and stuff. And it was very, very, very powerful. And what I loved is that you took it and you ran with it. So you're like, this experience was so utterly shifting for me. I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
And so you launched it with, people that So tell me a little bit about that.
So I went through your experience, and I just thought, I can totally give this to, and people need this. So I put it out there. We had a small group, and it was so similar to the experience you're talking about. So there must be something in the format that does this for people. So on day one, people's stuff was coming up already, and people's stuff was coming up just from the format. So I had one person in my group never spoke on voice note ever, like, just didn't. So that in itself was a massive block for him, and he got over that, and he had a massive transformation through the week. He's somebody that you wouldn't normally place in this kind of like huge transformation sphere, and it was just phenomenal to see that. I had somebody in the group who had never spoken about their sexuality and how that had impacted them growing up. And all of these people came together. So on day one, you had all this stuff coming up for people. You had like somebody accidentally put the wrong emoji on someone's interest, and then they got upset because the other person might be upset. And I was like, ooh, look at all this stuff coming up already. We've not even started yet, And then through the experience, everybody in the group that I took through this had an incredibly transformational experience. And the thing that is so interesting is that everybody has the experience they are supposed to have in there, So it's not like, oh, well, this is the journey, and you'll start here and you'll end here. It's not about that. It's very personal. So every single person that I took through the experience had a completely different transformation, but it was still a massive transformation for them. And one of the things that every single person said when they gave their kind of review and their thoughts afterwards was that they were nervous about the group setting. They didn't know how they were going to feel about that. But actually, in the end, that was the thing that gave them the most transformation,
Yeah.
was the fact that they were saying, like you were just saying, like being witnessed, you know, that they're in a safe space. They don't know it's a safe space at first, because, you know, we all have insecurities when we start doing these things, and everybody had that. But you come in and you have trust, and you go through it, and that's what we're there for, right? To help people feel safe and understand. But very quickly they realize that the other people are there, and they are the same as them. They have the same flaws and the same insecurities and the same messiness. And I think that gave such a beautiful growth to people. And some of the people had their biggest shift around the fact, realizing that, oh my God, like, I'm not alone. Like, the way I
Yeah.
think, my insecurities, my worries, my, like, this journey, like, holy smoke, all these other people, I have nothing in common with them, but I have everything in common with them. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah. When I think back to that experience, and just really truly, I know I've talked about this already, but like, using your voice is a way of connecting with God, a way of connecting through source, universe, your highest self. And until you just start using your voice, you can't make that connection. And this was a way to unlock that for myself and for the people that were in the group, just trusting whatever comes out of my mouth. Like, I'm just saying what is coming out. I'm just accepting what is coming out. I'm just saying it. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it in front of people, and here it is. And the transformations that people had when they listened to their own messages, hearing wisdom from themselves that they didn't even know that they had, hearing blockages from themselves that they didn't realize they had, the connections of what they were able to say. Here's, you know, I answered one of these prompts. I listened back to it, and I caught all of these things that I was unaware of about myself, that now that I know this, I can take it and I can work with it and I can expand upon it and I can heal it and I can do all these amazing things with this knowledge and this wisdom that is coming from my voice. And until we're able to just express our voice, because most people just don't do it. We talk. We think everything through our head, or we'll write something, texting, right? Like almost all communication back in the day had to be in person.
Yeah.
And then we eventually had communication where you can, you know, be on the phone, be on video, but so much of our communication is now writing.
Right.
Writing is filtered through the mind. Right? Like our mind determines what we're saying, and then we read our message and we edit our message, and we're constantly reworking it instead of just trusting what comes out, instead of just allowing what wants to come out to come out. And I am telling you, like, even for myself, especially with going live the last, you know, I've gone live for the last, 40 some days, is that there is so much wisdom and knowledge and power in your voice when you allow it to just authentically be expressed, and not filter it through your thoughts, not filter it through your mind, not make sure that you read it back and that it sounds good and that you're worried about what other people think, and so you edit this part. No, you just boom, let it out.
Right.
And it unlocks this power within you, like, being able to live the life that you want to live, right? So I was a person who, again, I was working a job that, in terms of a corporate job, it was a great corporate job. I had, $60,000 a year, which was double like my normal teaching salary. I had unlimited PTO, and I didn't really have to do a whole lot rather than check a few emails eventually towards the end. And yet I just didn't feel like I was like, I should be doing more. I could be making more. I should be enjoying this more. And so I decided to quit, and then I launched my own business. And my business was being on YouTube and using my voice to express my talents, my genius, my wisdom. And the more that I did that, the bigger my business obviously grew, and now making $2 million over the lifetime of my business. We're coming up on a 3-year celebration. And it came from just authentically owning even the fact that I was like, I am quitting. I'm not doing this. Mm-hmm. And what's even more interesting is that job, I didn't, like, some people may not exactly know. I share it every once in a while because it's not something I try to get into. But the reason that I left that job is not because I did want to start a YouTube channel, but I would have stayed at that job until I had found something else on the safe side of things, right? But that job required that in order for me to stay working there, I had to get a vaccine, which I did not want to receive. I don't have anything I want to talk about it, right? Like, I'm not trying to change anyone's views. I don't care politically. I don't care. I just did not want it for myself based on my experiences and what I have gone through in the medical field. I just don't want it. And I had to own my authentic expression and say, I don't want that. Even if it means losing my job, losing my benefits, losing everything. And then from there to have grown a multi-million-dollar business, to make 6 figures in 1 year, to basically double my income the very first year that I started my business, from owning my truth, from owning my authentic expression, being able to speak that and say that and admit that, that was incredibly powerful. So the more that we can tap into our authentic self and be true to ourselves, authenticity is the highest vibration you can be in. And truth and authenticity, like, they go to, authentic is being your truth, being yourself.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly important. And I will tell you too, like, people can be authentic with me in a way that they have never been. Like, I have this energy and this presence that's like, you are safe with me.
Right.
You can say whatever it is you want to say, and I'm going to be able to hold the space for that, and you're going to be okay. Like today, a person who's they've never told me, hey, I'm gay, or, but they came to me today and they're like, I'm debating about, telling everybody that I'm coming out. They didn't come out to me first. The first thing they said to me was telling me that they're thinking about coming out. Like, what a safe space I am that people can express to me these things. And there was no fear of judgment, no fear of anything. Like, there's something about me, and I know you share this energy with me, is that we can receive so much of what people say in this safe space that allows people to feel so comfortable letting it out. And I know numerous messages express that, like, wow, I didn't expect that I would, say all these things or have all these, expressions come out of me. But, I feel safe and comfortable being able to do this within this group. And I think that is incredibly powerful, because anything that we do, when we want to make an impact on the world, when we want to make an impact on the planet, it is very difficult to just go and do it automatically without having a space to share it in. Because even starting my own business, I was in the space of my coaching, my business coach, Christine, who was my business coach for a long time. And she was at the very beginning of my business. I was in a safe space where I could express myself, that I wanted to start this business. I wanted to quit my job. I wanted to be able to do these things. And her container, her people and the group that she was offering was able to hold that space for me. And then I went and I did it. I quit the job and then I launched my business. But to just do it on your own without any type of support, without anybody holding that space for you, can be really difficult. So like what you and I are offering right now is a safe space that people can come into to authentically express themselves, kind of get their feet wet at being able to just share their truth without anyone, jumping on them or telling them they're wrong or trying to convince them or change their mind about anything. I didn't try to change anyone's mind about anything. I fully accepted what everyone said. And then, I offered back some insight or feedback, or dig into this further. Like, or I noticed when you were saying this, like your voice changed, like dig into that. Like, let's go into that, and it was a way of people being able to just go all in with expressing themselves in a safe space so that they can make massive changes within their life. It was incredibly transformative for myself and the people who went through it, and it was awesome.
I think it's so interesting that you and I have spoken about this a lot, how we're both verbal processors, right? And I'm just listening to you now, and I'm doing that exact same thing, the same thing we always do. Like, we often will send messages and be like, I don't really know why I'm saying this. And then you say things, it's like a 10-minute voice note. And then by the end, you're like, oh, cool, I get that now. And we haven't even needed a response. And I think that is a testament to the power of speaking.
Yeah.
I think you and I are very good at it. We're very comfortable with it. But for some people, they haven't even begun that journey yet. And I think for me, this started coming out of like just the darkest of times, no business, bad health, an awful relationship. And then I didn't even realize what I was doing, but this is what we got into when we were talking about YouTube and TikTok. And then I just started sharing on TikTok, like sharing about the abusive relationship that I'd come out of and just the, the awfulness. There were no frills. This was not a performance piece. This was just, I need to speak. Like, I just knew instinctively, I need to speak these things. And I spoke my way through a year of healing and growth and learning and finding who I was again. And that is what we're tapping into. It's that power of being able to speak, hear yourself, and understand how powerful we're powerful, right? You're powerful. I'm powerful. Everybody has this massive, massive power within them. And I think this is an experience that gives you a container where you can realize how powerful you are, how powerful your thoughts verbalized are.
Without being shifted through your mind, debating and thinking and wondering, is this good enough? Is this what people want to hear? Should I be saying this? You eliminate all of that and you just authentically express yourself using your voice. You play it back, you hear things, you listen to things, you unlock truths and secrets about yourself that you didn't even know. You're able to access the exact pinpoint of the things that you want to be healing. And it was amazing. It's almost hard to describe the transformations because, again, everyone's transformation is very unique. You know, what they express within themselves, what they discovered about themselves. But this really is a self-discovery transformational process that unlocks your vocal power, unlocks the wisdom within your voice. That, you know, you're cutting your power off if you're not tapping into it. If you rely solely on your mind, if you rely solely on what you write, you're cutting off a third of your power that is just using your authentic voice to speak. Now, who is this for? I would say it's for anybody who feels like they don't speak like when you get a closed throat and you have a really hard time. That used to be me, right? Like I would be in conversations with people and so many of my feelings would just like, oh, you're not speaking. It would feel like I had a ball in my throat and it was almost impossible to start speaking. So one, if that is you and you struggle to express yourself, if you feel like your throat chakra is locked, if you feel like you just can't say what it is you want to say and you want to be in a safe space to be able to do that, this would be for you. If you are a person who desires to have a YouTube channel or a bigger YouTube channel, if you want to be speaking on video, teaching people and you know, you want to feel better about that, you want to feel stronger in your power, this would be for you. If you are a person who feels like there's something that you don't know that you're on the verge of like unlocking in this power and this wisdom and you're like, I know there's something out here for me and I just can't quite access it, and you're journaling and you're watching lessons from people and you're like, there's something there. I'm telling you, it is in your own voice. And so when you come into this process with us and you do these transformations, we're going to unlock that for you. And I think it's super incredible, super amazing what you can experience. Who would you say this is for, Emma?
So I would expand on that, and I would say I actually asked this to everybody who took part in this with me, like, who do you think this is for? And almost everyone said the same thing, that this is for anyone who wants to grow in any way. If you want to grow in a personal way, and someone described it as being given a ticket to a rocket for transformation. And I went, I loved that. It was so good. You know, so like if you feel like, especially January, right? Everyone's trying to do transformations. Everyone's trying to start new things. Everyone's thinking about the year they had, the year they want. If you're on the verge of something, or you're about to start something, or you just want to unlock something within you, because this will unlock things and you'll go from here. You'll just skyrocket. And also for anyone who wants to learn about their own wisdom, you know, because this teaches you how to listen to yourself. It teaches you how to pay attention to the things that you are experiencing at a deeper level than the filters that we put it through. So almost everybody that did the experience with me talked about how they had gained skills for life. And I've had messages from everybody in the program, and I'm sure you have as well. In fact, I'm very good friends with someone who took your program who has said the same thing, that this is something that just continues to drip feed in the day. Like the skills you learn in this 7 days, these skills are skills that you will carry on using for the rest of your life. It's not like we have a great 7 days, that was great, that was lovely, and off you go. Like this will change the way you think. It will change the way you interact with yourself. It will skyrocket you in whatever direction you need.
The experience continues to like be integrated as you do it. The effects of the experience, the 7-day experience, continues to have integrations within yourself. And then the more that you so you get empowered to use your voice through the 7-day program, then you begin doing it in your world with people outside of the program. And then you see even more massive shifts happen. And it's just constant, massive effect that you can have on your life, on the people around you, on your relationship. like even within my own, relationship, being more comfortable with expressing my feelings and what it is that I'm thinking, and what it is that is going on within me without, again, filtering it through my mind so much. It has been transformative even within my own, relationship. It has been transformative within my business. I did this prior to December to Remember. So if anyone is, if you've been following me, you know that I went live the entire month of December. That is not something that I've ever done. And before I had gone live, I talked about, I had even committed, it was just a year ago that I had opened my Magic Money membership, which is an amazing, awesome thing. And I had said that I was going to go live every single week and teach a lesson about money. And then inside the membership, we would, do more fun stuff and work together and play games and just manifest money and all this stuff. The group continues to do that, but I stopped going live at some point. I didn't keep it up. And then after this Own Your Voice experience, where I was doing the things with everybody, that was at the very end of November, the middle to end of November. And then so December to Remember, it was like, I'm going to go live. So this transformation for me, so even going through it myself, I unlocked for me my own transformation where I'm like, I'm going to go live every single day in the month of December. And now it's extended to, I'm going to go live for 2025. And every time I have gone live, I'm unlocking and opening up this whole new wisdom and knowledge I have for myself. My desire is to be a speaker on stages, writing books, transforming people's lives in the most positive way. If I am not speaking and sharing my knowledge and my wisdom, I'm not practicing the fact that I want to be a speaker. And going through this Own Your Voice experience gave me the power and the ability to just say, I am going live, I'm going to do it. And so the whole month of December, I went live every single day, and it was incredibly transformative, so much to the point where I'm now going live every single day in the year of 2025. And that has been awesome and epic. The amount of creativity that has poured out of me, the amount of shifts and changes, my ability to see a belief that I'm holding on to that's not serving me and to let it go, the ability to trust my vision and my wisdoms and the stuff that comes out, all of this has been unlocked from this Owning Your Voice experience that I did with people. And so right now, Emma and I are offering this experience to people. And honestly, I think we're offering it at a price that is extremely too low. Right. When you consider the transformations that are happening, I feel like we should be charging triple the price, at least, of what we are charging. But right now, for this first time that we are offering the 7-day experience with one another, we are doing it at $297 a person. So this $297 will get you into a group. And by the way, there are very limited spots. How many people did we say, Emma? I forget 10. The exact number. 10. That's 10. It. 10.
In so each container, 10. So after 10, it goes onto a waiting list, and then we'll have a conversation. Yeah.
So we want to make sure that this is intimate and extremely transformative, and that we are providing high touch service to everyone who is going through this program. So we have to max it out at 10 people. So the $297 gets you into one of those spots for a 7-day transformation, and we're beginning January 19th. Is that correct,
right.
Emma?
Yeah. Okay. So this Sunday we'll open up. It's on a WhatsApp group. We'll open it up, and on the Sunday it's all about introducing yourself, getting used to actually using the technology and your voice. And then on the Monday we'll start with the prompts. I don't know if you already spoke about how it works with the prompts and how people respond to that. But we'll have that throughout all of next week, and then we'll have a day where we kind of tie everything together. But for that, not only do they get the experience, they get one-to-one coaching with me. So I will drop the prompt every day, and then I will one-to-one coach every single person in this container. This is why it's capped at 10. You had 22 people in your group, and I was like, no way, Jose. Yeah, no way.
It ended up being a lot.
That was a lot. Yeah, but I think 10 is beautiful. 10 is a beautiful amount, and it's also a nice amount of people for people to be like, okay, I know who all these other people are. Certainly by day 2, 3, people are understanding who else is in the container. But as well as that, the thing that's so incredible to me about this is they get the voice prompts, they get the experience, they get the one-to-one coaching, they get the group container, they get to stay in touch with each other, and then they get you dropping in every day with your beautiful and wonderful, inspirational, whatever you drop in. I would pay just for that. So I think this is just so incredible, because it's not only what you did that had huge transformation, or what I did that had huge transformation. It's that and that.
Yeah.
It's like it's just such a powerhouse experience to me. I cannot wait to see what happens to people with the
Yeah.
7 days with two of us in there.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And that's one of the things too, is like you and I formed a friendship through this program. Like I had no idea who you were before, we did this Own Your Voice thing, and then you joined the Own Your Voice. You and I were talking, and I learned about you, and then we've made this connection, and now you and I have this amazing friendship, and we reach out to each other all the time, and it's just so incredible that, like, it's not even just being able to share my voice, share my authentic expression, have incredible transformation, but the people you potentially meet within there.
Yeah.
It's like anything can happen. Anything amazing is on the horizon of what can happen. And again, your authentic self is your highest vibration. We talk all the time about how it's so important to be in a high vibration, because that's how you really manifest all the things that it is that you want. And so many of us do not realize we are blocking our own manifestations because we are not authentically expressing ourselves, and we are not showing up in who we are authentically. We spend a lot of time trying to think about what other people want, or about what other people want, or think about us or whatever, instead of just showing up as ourselves.
And
so
this experience is, I want to expand on that, because that is the powerful thing, is this experience is 100% about each individual that comes in. It's about you. It's like one-to-one coaching. It's exactly about that. One of my one-to-one coaching clients was in my 7-day program. She's no longer coaching with me because she got so much out of that 7 days. She was like, I'm good for a bit, and while like on one level I'm like, but I'm like, that's incredible. What a testament to a 7 days, because that is the beautiful thing. It is 100% about each person. So every time a prompt gets dropped, and you hear that and you respond to that, your response is correct. However you've heard it and you've responded to it, that's what you need. And it's only about you, but you also get the community.
Yeah, it's incredibly transformative. So we want to share this with you. We start on January 19th. I dropped the link in the comments. There's a pinned comment for my Magic Money group, because that is just a setting I have every time I go live. That's pinned up there. But it's the one that says Find Your Voice with Emma Beckett. So this, again, we start January 19th. It is limited to 10 spots. You have to purchase your ticket to be in there by that date, and we get started on that date. And Emma and I learned, like, when I ran it, some people joined late, and for some people it was a little bit difficult. For some people it was fine. But the sooner you can get in and run with it on the start date, the more transformative it can be. Now, this will not take a ton of time.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most amazing things, is that this takes maybe 10 minutes out of your day, because you receive a prompt, you answer that prompt, you get a thing back from Emma. You might go back and forth a little bit with engaging in a conversation, but it does not take a lot of time. And because it's a voice message, you can be going throughout your day and just be able to tap into this. Whether you have a regular job or you run a business, it doesn't require sitting in front of your computer for an hour to learn a lesson. Yeah. I get to listen to my prompt, answer it throughout my day. You could be sitting on I got to go to the bathroom. It's going to take me a few minutes. You can be doing it then. Like, this can fit into any part of your day. So if you have we're inviting you to this incredible transformation that requires hardly any of your own time, and allows you to tap into your most authentic self, which is a beacon for manifesting what it is that you want in your life. And you're turning that on by expressing your voice in our safe container. Mm-hmm. And you're getting more tapped and tuned into your own voice. Like, it is nuts what is available to you through this transformation. And I know as we go through this experience, Emma and I plan to do this a few times. Mm-hmm. And like, this is the first time it's at $297. I know the price is going to go up and up and up. The more people we have go through this program, the more testimonies that we get, the more evidence that people are able to see that this transformation is absolutely epic within 7 days. How much is available for you to transform and elevate within your life? Because again, when you are authentically expressing yourself, you are completely open to the universe to say, I want to receive all of my manifestations and the truth. And when you are vibing at your highest, that's when you unlock all of that. Like, I like to tell people that the bank of the universe, there's like this bank account. It has everything that you want to manifest in it. And you just have to, oh, I got a baby coming. You have to show up to that bank account and put your fingerprint on the door. And if your fingerprint is basically you showing up as your authentic self. And if you don't show up as your authentic self, you can't unlock it. You can't open it up the way that, you need to. So by showing up, that's enough. By showing up authentically, you're opening up your bank account to the universe, and it's amazing what you can manifest when you are stepping into your authentic self. That's enough.
I think that is so perfect that the dog came in, the baby came in, because one of the things we both talk about a lot is that we're messy. Human beings are messy. Like, in fact, you were probably one of the first people to say this to me when we were talking about the TikTok, YouTube thing. And I was like, yeah, I really perform on YouTube and I don't like it. It doesn't feel like me. That's changed now, by the way, as a result of that conversation that we had. But one of the things you said to me is, we're messy. Like, human beings are messy, and I say that all the time, but having someone say it to me and receiving that was really that changed a lot for me. It changed my frequency, actually,
well,
completely.
You also witnessed me being messy.
Yeah.
So the first time you did it was the first time I did it, right? So I rolled it out only with the select people that I had met through Victor Odo. It was not something I published anywhere. It was only available to a certain group of people, which you happen to be in. And it was the very first time that I did it. I didn't know exactly how to set up the group correctly. There was all kinds of things that I had to struggle with. I didn't have the prompts typed out, and there was all kinds of mess involved in it. And everyone still absolutely loved the transformation that they had, that the mess didn't matter. And being able to witness that firsthand and seeing how, wow, I can have a transformation and it didn't require perfection. What can I share with the world that I can transform and help other people without under the I must be perfect? And that became one of our conversations of topic. We talked about, how there's mess in the magic. And one of the prompts was, do you want to speak to a person who, like, do you only want to work with people who are perfect and polished, or do you like an authentic person who might be a little bit messy? And then people unlocked so much from that. And then one of the things we talked about was, how do you become perfect and polished if you don't get started? You have to start in the mess and grow the magic. And if you desire in any way to be speaking, to be sharing your wisdom, to be teaching people, to be coaching people, you have to have a strong voice. You have to be tapped into your voice, trusting what it is that you say. And so if you struggle with that in any way, this is one of the most perfect experiences that you can have, to begin to trust in your voice, to allow yourself to use your voice in the way that it is meant to be, authentically expressed, without hindrance of your thoughts and belief systems that make you think you shouldn't say certain things that you want to say, trusting in the wisdom that is in your voice. It is magically transformative, and everyone should really go through this because of the transformations that are possible within it. But again, we only have 10 spots for the first time. So if you're interested at all, the link is in the comment section. We start January 19th, so you have to be registered and signed up before then. As soon as the 10 spots are filled, we cannot open up any more spots for additional people. On the sales page, additionally, so in the link, that's the sales page where you can sign up. There is one spot that is fully funded for a person, meaning we have paid for you. You don't have to pay, but you do have to submit to Emma why you want to be in this and why you think this would, be transformative for you. But there is only one spot available for that. So if you jump to the sales page, read about it, know that this is for you, and you need help with that, send Emma an email. And then anyone who doesn't get into this experience, we will have a wait list where you can sign up to be a part of the next one that we offer. We don't yet have the dates for that. We wanted to get the first one done and under our belts before we begin to expand upon it, because every time that we do it, something new unlocks. I did it, so much unlocked for me. Emma did it, so much unlocked for her. Now we're doing it together. We're combining powers. We're going to see what unlocks for us. And so we know that this experience itself is going to take a transformation. So we don't want to set a date for another one until we've undergone that transformation, and then we know what's going to come next. And I just know it's going to be magic on top of magic. And I know that this price will be the lowest it's ever offered at for our first experience together. So join now. Don't wait. If you know that you need to be speaking more authentically, if you know that you desire to have an audience where you're sharing your wisdom, if you know that you are not speaking your truth and that your throat chakra has been blocked, if you know that, if you just feel it, you should just be able to feel like, this is for me, go sign up.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, if you just feel, even if none of the things that you have said tick a box, but you just feel compelled and you feel drawn, that's your answer. This is exactly what we're tapping into. Like, listen to that feeling, go ahead, look at the sales page. But the fully funded place, that's really hard to say, is so important to me, because I've had so many situations in my life where I've been given situations like that. You did this for me right before Christmas with the Melanie and Leia program, and it like literally has changed my life. Like, such a simple thing. And I've recently done it with Charlotte with something else, and I love the energy of giving, but also I don't want finances to be a complete block. So if you're like, this is everything I need in my life right now. I need 7 days of one-to-one coaching. I need Melissa in my ear every day. I need this guitar. I need it. If you like, you really do need to feel like that. It needs to be like I need to have this.
Yeah.
But I just can't pay for it. But I need it. Then let us manifest that for you. That's
Yes.
what this is.
And additionally, on my YouTube channel at Melissa May Dillon, I have 2 different money meditations that you can listen to where people have listened to and manifest the exact amount they need.
Yeah.
So if you're like, I want this, I don't have the money in my bank account, I need to get this money by January 19th in order to set this up, go listen to that meditation on repeat and be open and available for money to come to you in the most amazing, magical ways.
Yeah, definitely. Abundance comes from all over the place. You have to be open to it. You have to listen.
And what's meant for you cannot be taken from you. So this is meant for you. You will be there. And if it's not meant for you, maybe you're meant for the second and third round. Like, who knows?
100%.
But if you're feeling the call, go. If you're feeling it, go. Do not filter this through your mind, which is going to make you fear and doubt and worry. If you're feeling it, trust it. Trust it. Follow your gut. Follow your intuition. Follow your instinct that says, I need this, I want this, I'm going to go sign up for this. And if the money is not in your account, go listen to those meditations and manifest it. Every person who told me they were going to go listen to the meditations to manifest to get into my last program got the money that they needed to be able to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. This whole thing is very frequency based, it's very energy based, it's very much, if you're feeling called, listen to that, because that's step 1 of
Can
this
I have
whole
my
experience.
Yes. All right. Well, I think we've shared quite a bit. Is there any final thoughts, Emma, that you want to share on it?
I just think it's such an incredible thing for people to get the both of us. I'm still so, and I'm like a child. Like, every time I speak to you on voice note, or I send a thing, or like I don't know if you watched that video. I made a video that will come out on Thursday about my experience of us meeting and us doing this and everything coming together. Literally, I am so excited by this that I regularly do toddler happy dances. You know, I literally spin around on my floor. I just get super excited. Like, I am so excited for everybody that experiences this. And I already cannot wait to hear the testimonies and the reviews that we get at the end of this. I'm so excited for that.
It definitely creates a tidal wave of impact on the planet, and it's amazing when people open up their voice and begin to speak this. So again, the link to sign up is in the comment section. It's the one that says Find Your Voice, Emma Beckett. Click on that, sign up, 10 limited spots. Once they're done, and you have to wait for the next one. And again, it could be a completely different thing, could be triple the price at that point. So if you're feeling the call, jump in now. We can't wait to have you. And I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully we will see you inside the Own Your Voice experience. It's going to be incredible, amazing, and such an awesome impact for you and and everyone around you.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
definitely.
Bye. Love you.
Mwah.